Thank you all. Hey,
Hey,
Ada, is that
hi,
you?
Dream. How are you?
Good to see you. We have a few folks on. I just want to say, give a quick shout out to anyone joining. I truly, truly appreciate it. This is big for me, and I don't take it for granted. Those of you, my
Hold on.
sisters, my family, who's a part of this right now. God bless you all. Thank you. I am so excited. My name is Janet. If you are just joining and you don't know me, I am the creator of Janet's Pick. And I started this with the passion of speaking to women like you and I who have had a passion for running a business, doing what they love. And I really take joy in seeing women that have accomplished that, whether it's nonprofit or for profit. And I like to go into the minds of such women to figure out how they've been able to accomplish what they've been able to accomplish in order to inspire others. So it's my pleasure today to introduce to you the CEO of Hall of Treats. Come on now, Ada. Ada, I'm going to try and pronounce your last name, okay? You have to forgive me if I get this wrong.
Okay, that's okay.
Try. Ada Ejims-Akarolo. Yes?
That works. That works. Yeah.
Can you pronounce it for me?
No, you got it right. Funny
Yay!
enough. Yeah.
Great, great, great. Yeah, so you are, if you're listening, Ada is CEO of Hall of Treats, and I'm particularly excited about this because I'm a sweet tooth. I admit to a fault. To a fault. My husband has made fun of me before that he woke up in the middle of the night and he saw a wrapper of Snickers kind of fall off my neck. So I've been snacking right before 6. So that's how much of a sweet tooth I am. But yes, welcome.
Thank you.
Thanks for being a part of this. How has your day been? It's a Monday.
I know Mondays are very one of those days I really don't admire because it's probably the beginning of the week and you definitely have so much, lined up for the week. So Mondays are not the best day for me. It was a good one, even though it was hectic. It was quite a long day. I was overwhelmed. I'm really overwhelmed. So I took about 2 hours of nap after a long week from last week into this week. So yeah, my Monday was a bit up and down. But I thank God most of all that it's come to an end, or it's rather coming to an end. So I had time to rest after all.
Thank you.
Yes. So.
Thank you. I know how Mondays can be, and here you are with me. So again, I appreciate it. Again, shout out to all those watching. I see you, Choma, Joy, Chinea, my family. Love you all so much. So, and let's start off with this. Tell us about yourself.
What about me do you want to know, Jane?
I know a little bit about you. I
I,
want
I
to tell our guests.
Okay, you've actually said my name, Ada Ejims-Akarolo. I'm a mother of just two boys, two hectic boys. I mean, you have boys, so you know how hectic it can be.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a God-fearing woman, always ready to give my all to God first before anything, that comes in front of me. I'm a career woman, a 9 to 5 woman, as usual. And I'm also a baker slash a cake decorator slash cake artist, whatever you want to call it. And I believe that is the reason we are here today to talk a little bit about more of how I ended up, being in that line of business. I'm a very open-minded person, very quick to learning new things, new techniques, new skills. I'm not too close-minded, so I'm open to everyone. So basically, that's a nutshell about who I am.
That's a lot. That's a
Yeah.
lot. So tell me, I love that term, cake artist. What is a cake artist?
Um, Good question. there's a big difference between being a baker, being just a minimal, putting ingredients together, and being a cake artist slash a decorator. Everyone I think can bake. I'm sure you can bake if you just write down a recipe and follow the step to step and then you bake. That's a different ballgame.
Okay.
When it comes to being an artist, you have to be very creative. It brings out that creativity in you on how to put pieces together. How do you make errors when you find yourself in such a situation? How do you design from scratch? It's all about, drawing. For me, um, ideas just flow quickly. So if someone calls me and say, "Oh, I need a cake. I'm not sure what design I want," I get my pen and paper and then I start drawing. So that's where the artistic work comes in to play. I draw. So once I'm done drawing, I visualize how to now execute that drawing to life. So that's where being a cake artist comes in. You have to know how to really be artistic in drawing and creating a design
Hmm.
for your client. It's not just all about baking. Like I said, everyone can bake and just put a buttercream on it and call it a cake.
Right.
But that's not being a cake artist. You have to be really creative. You have to, that's all I can say. It's all about the paper and pen. Once you put that on paper, you are definitely going to be able to bring that to life. So that's where I come in. I love to draw and bring my vision to life. So
I'm amazed
that's
because this is the first time I'm hearing drawing and baking in
oh
the same
yeah. Oh
context.
yeah.
Never.
It's like being an architect who wanna, you have a floor plan, you have a building plan, and you want to put that to life. You have to draw. So every cake artist or who have the desire to be in that line, you must know how to draw on paper.
Wow.
Once you draw on paper, you can definitely create that dream. You can't just wake up and decide, oh, I can bake, I can create. What do you want? That's null and void to me. So there's a difference between being a cake baker, being a cake decorator, and being a cake artist. So you see there are three different categories right there.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that's my comment, right?
That's new. That's
Yeah.
new. I just learned something. I just learned something. Never knew. Wow, that's interesting. That's an art, definitely then.
Yes, it is. It's a combination. So um, you just have to. I mean, I love doing it. That's what keeps me going. Tell me what you want and I'll put it in paper and bring your vision to life. That's why I keep when I when I bake and I post, I always say, we bake your vision.
Come on,
Whatever you have in mind, bring it to me and I'll bake it out.
come on. I testify. I've seen some of your creations and they are amazing. I've seen
Thank
them in
you.
person. I've seen them as you post on your profiles. Amazing, amazing stuff. Amazing
Thank you.
stuff. What would you say is the most interesting creation or most fun creation that you've made? What type of event?
I'm sorry.
What would you say was the most interesting creation you've made for like what type of event?
The first one was a 1 year birthday, and then the next was a style shoot, which was done I think about 2 weeks ago. An event planner just called me out of the blues and said, "Hey, I have a style shoot coming up XYZ, and even though it was a short notice, I would want you to participate. I would want you to come and show us what you have." I mean, it took me off. I was like, "Oh my God, can I really do this?" But my inner spirit told me, "Ada, you can do this." So she sent me, pictures of the idea, the theme, what they plan to do, and what cake they wanted. I looked at the cake. Hmm. can I do this? Can I not? I'm like, no, I'm going to challenge myself. Yes, I can do this.
Yeah.
So I
Yes.
took up, I took up the challenge, and it was a priceless moment for me. I was able to, even though it took me like a week to put all together. Obviously, of course, I had to, even though I had the picture of the cake, I still had to put it on my paper. I, had to do all my designs, and so, look through where I could put my own tip to it. Normally, if you give me a cake to make, a copyright cake, I don't really copy exactly. There'll be something different that will show that I actually created that out of that creation. Do you understand what I mean?
Uh-huh.
So I'm not the copyright person. I tell my client, yes, I can do that cake, but I'll have to put my own twist to it. So there's a difference. So actually, I did execute that style shoot cake. It was beautiful. It was my first wedding-like look cake.
Yay.
Um, it was a three-tier cake, and it was like all butterflies. I posted it on my Instagram. I'm not sure if you did see it, but that actually told my inner self that I can do more. I can go far and beyond. If
Oh,
any wedding comes up, yes, I can do your wedding cake. I can do
mm,
anything. So
mm.
that was a bit of a challenge for me, and I executed it. So it was a good one. It was a good one. It was quite productive.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm kind of
Even though it took time,
listening
it
to
took a lot of time for me to,
you.
to design the cake, especially the bottom part that had a lot of frills in it. It took a whole lot of time, but it gave me a knowledge on how to, make that design in future if it repeats itself.
I think that's key. I love what you're talking about, the challenge, because I
Mhm.
think that everyone, either right at the cost of starting or even while you're into it, you have moments where you are challenged, right?
Absolutely,
And I
absolutely.
think those are critical because they're opportunities for growth. I mean, you're talking about how you've learned, right? You did it, you took the courage, you did it, and you've learned a few things, and you're going to apply those to the next. And now you can say that, hey, I can make, I do wedding
Right,
cakes
right.
too. I think that's
Trust
key.
me.
I love your account there. The courage, right? You said yes, you can. You have to talk to yourself.
Oh, my inner spirit had to move mountains. I had to. I had to speak to myself. I spoke to my sister. I spoke to my mom. They're like, take, go, do it, do it, do it. You can, you can. So I put in enough time, and the event planner, everyone on the team, all the vendors, they were so much impressed that that following week I had so much orders
Wow.
to do some gifts items for them. So it's always it inspires me when I get brilliant and marvelous feedbacks from my clients. So that tells me I'm doing something right.
Right.
That tells me that I'm doing something good. And there's one particular common feedback I get from everybody, just one common feedback, which says your cake is so moist.
Mm.
It's no more news to me when I hear that. I'm like, okay, yeah, I know. So it's something very common within my nobody has said something different. It's just that particular word of moist. So I think that has given me a label to my
Yeah.
recipe.
What your brand, right? That's your signature.
Sorry.
Your signature, your brand.
Exactly, exactly. Right, right. That's what it is. Mm-hmm.
Someone I've spoken to, she called it her thumbprint. She said no one else in this world has her thumbprint.
Absolutely.
You know,
I agree with her. Everyone is unique in their own way. They have something different, something that will differentiate you from this person, that person, that person. Everyone bakes. There are millions of people out there that bake, but everyone is unique in their own way in terms of their recipe, and how they present themselves, and how they relate with their clients and communicate and network. So everyone is different in their own ways. And again, like I said, that is an inspiration for me to move forward, to do better, to do more, to bring out the better version of me, to in terms of being creative and baking for people. So yeah.
I hear you. I heard you talk about your mom and your sister. How, and it reminds me about the support system. How critical is that support system to you being able to keep up with all that you have in your plate? Because you talked about your, by the way, everyone, this superwoman here is a mother of two. She's a 9 to 5 full-time worker, and you are pursuing another graduate degree, cyber security. And that really, my goodness, how in the world?
Jane, that's a long way home. It is a massive work. As I speak to you right now, I'm like, I'm way behind, not so way behind, but today's my day to catch up. Today's my rest day, today and tomorrow, because I still have lots of work, business work for the weekend that are piled up for me. But today, tomorrow, is my rest day to complete what I have missed from my schoolwork. It, it's a battle. But you see, when you set your mind to achieve a goal, you have to move. You can't just sit down and then say, oh, I have a goal, and then you're not putting in the actions, right? So combining work, kids, homeschooling was a massive battle, business and school. It's a full package. And it's only by God's grace that I pull myself through. And what I do tell myself is I prioritize my day. So from 9 to 5, from the beginning of the day, I jot down what I have to do from point A to point B to point C to point D to point E, F, G. And I do my checklist. And that's the only way I meet up. Don't forget, I also have a book club I belong to. So we have books we read every month. There's a massive book we have to read this month that is due this Saturday for us to discuss. And it's not just a little book, it's thick. So I'm everywhere, but I execute myself. I meet all my challenges at the end of the day. Even though it's draining, I force myself. Like I told you when we spoke over the phone 2 days ago, this month has been the busiest for me. It has been the busiest for me. Like, I'm like, should I decline? My mama said, no, take it. Take it. I'm like, are you guys going to help me? It's just me.
Mom.
I'm dropping off one order. I'm getting another email. I'm like, this morning, I had an order to deliver for 8 o'clock. I had to wake up at 4:30 to put things together. So sleeping for me is limited. And the best time I do all my stuff is at night. When everyone is sleeping, I'm busy. I'm busy. So that's the way I balance my life and business and kids and home and family.
In
I
fact,
have to prioritize, period. That's just the only way. If you don't, there's no way you can actually execute your goal for the day.
recurrently,
Action.
I've heard uh, ladies like you talk about the list, that list, starting off the day or the day before, the night before with that list. It seems like having that list of your set goals is really, really key.
Absolutely. Like at the beginning of the year, I had a vision board and I've checked like 3 things for the year. Even with the pandemic, you have to navigate yourself through. You don't let it pass through you. Pass through it.
Come on.
Do what you can do.
Hmm.
Leave what you can change and change what is within you. And what is that change? Navigate yourself through it. Just because you had goals from the beginning of the year and the pandemic is going to make you stop your goals? Hell no.
Hmm.
So my vision board is still moving in that train. It's not stopping.
Amen.
So 3 things have been checked out and more will be checked out before the end of the year.
Amen.
Period.
Amen. Amen.
Yeah. So
Amen.
it's always good to have a write-up of things you want to achieve. I promise you not. You will see yourself in that line. You can't just think, oh, okay, I have something in my head, I'm going to do it if you don't write it.
You
Hell
don't.
no. Too many things are going to occupy your mind and you definitely throw that in the bin. So always, I think it's always good to write your stuff down.
You always have to
Yeah.
write. I've that's recurrent, so that's definitely a fact.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Mm-hmm.
and
Even at work, even when I go to work, I do the same. As soon as I get to my desk, oh, what am I doing today? What's today? After I've looked at all my agenda from my boss and everything, I also put my own one-on-one thing there, so that way I'm not floating. And if I don't accomplish it by the end of the day, I've done half of it. It's still an achievement for me, and I move on to the next. Move it over to carry it over to the next day, and still complete my goal.
yeah, you.
So it's always good to put down things.
And I want to say thank God for the gift of life, Ada, because you and I were fortunate, right? We're blessed. We're alive. With all that's going on, some people have it rougher. Some people are not even alive right now. So as long as there is life, there's breath, then the possibilities are still there to keep going, right? As much as we can. So to God be the glory for that. He's been faithful. I want to talk. I mentioned a few support system. Do you have one? Because I heard you talked about your mom and your sister. Are they part of your support system? And what role? How critical has that support system been for you as a person,
I,
the mom, as a business owner, as a full-time worker, as a student?
it they both have been a support system in every way, shape, or form. Especially when I'm down, when I'm weak, when I'm overwhelmed, they push me. They really do push me to do the best I can. My mom obviously is a businesswoman. She owns a catering business. So so she knows the in and out. She
Mm,
knows the do's and the don'ts
okay.
and the ifs and the buts. You know what I mean?
Yes. Yes.
So she gives me that encouraging moment to keep moving, keep doing what you can. Just look at yourself, 10 years, 5 years from now, don't stop. So whenever I get orders that I can do, I'll do it. Take it. You will do it. Just take it and you will do it. I'm like, Mom, are you sure? Take it. And my sister was like at the back, yes, take it, I'll help you. Meanwhile, I'm here, she won't help me, but she'll come at the end of the whole deal and start taking pictures. And I'm like, okay, let me help you with this lastminute.com thing.
She's a cheerleader. She's a cheerleader.
So
That's what she is.
so I think my mom is like my role model when it comes to um, um, moving, pushing myself forward based on the fact that she has her own business and is running it successfully. So that gives me that motivation to do the same thing. So she is really a support system when it comes to my baking business. And obviously, I learned how to bake from her mom.
I know. I saw that in your bio, and that really touched me. Please, can you tell us a little bit about that? Where did this all start from? Because
I
grandma.
think, yeah, that started from my grandma. May her soul rest in peace.
Amen.
So, my grandmom is a baker and she loves to cook as well. So, growing up as a child, she always comes around to visit, to spend weekends, holidays, and obviously, she's always in the kitchen baking. So, I'm always with her. You can't find me missing in her presence when she's baking. So it's either she's having me mix up the butter and the sugar, right? Or have me whisking the eggs,
Mm,
or have me grating the orange for the flavor, or have me pouring the batter in the pan. So I watched her a whole lot of times from baking chin chin, cookies, cupcakes, cakes, all of the above. So that kind of gave me that love and passion for baking. So baking has been it was part of growing up as a child. Now, where did it hit me the most? So when I was in college, I used to bake for friends. Just part of my day-to-day hobby. It's their birthday. Okay, don't worry, I'll bake you a cake. And Yeah, sorry. Um, so I just got distracted. Yeah. So when it's their birthday, I'll just, from nowhere, bake them a cake and give it to them out of, my passion. I never charge them. Just something I love doing, and that was it. And I left the country. I moved here, and I never went back baking. I wasn't doing anything about that. And then obviously my kids came along, and I went going to buy cakes for them from a cake bakery shop. And one fateful day, I'm like, come on, I know how to bake. I can save myself that stress of going to get, cakes for them from a bakery. And I put my art together. I started bringing out my cake recipe. I did trial and error. It wasn't the same as I used to bake. And I started practicing. And that was it. It came back. It just flowed in. And since then, it's been baking for my kids. It's been baking for people. I turned it from passion, and I started charging. Even though I started charging a little at a time, I wasn't really charging as much as I should compared to other people, but I was still doing what I love doing. So that was how my passion for baking just evolved around me, and the rest is history.
I think what matters is, first of all, that you love to do what you do before the monetary aspect of it. But I think that understanding your value and having the courage to let people know what your value is a growth point, isn't it?
Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely.
You talk
So,
about. I have some fun questions for you. Okay, ready? Fun questions as a baker. Okay. Or cake artist. Sorry, cake artist. Okay. What is your go-to dessert?
hmm. In as much as in as much as I bake, oh my God, I run away from all those sweet tooth things. Well, my to-go dessert, I would say, will be cake pops.
Cake pops. That's your trademark. You do a lot
You
of
know that, right?
I know. When I think all of cake pops.
I know. Oh my God, yep. That's one of my most interesting part of my skills. I love doing cake pops. There's so many tricks to it. I mean, not everyone can put their act together to do cake pops because it could disgrace you, it could make you lose your mind, it could put you in a situation whereby you're trashing, putting everything in the trash. So you have to be very, very patient when it comes to baking. You have to be patient. Trust me. If you don't have that patience, you can literally give up. There's so many times I've had incidents, I've had errors, I've had moments where I'm like, oh my God, where do I start from? What do I do? How do I correct this error? Again, like I said, if you don't have a passion for it, there is no way you can correct that mistake. You're definitely going to find yourself in a situation that you definitely probably call the customer and say, you know what, I'm sorry, can I refund you back your money?
Oh my. Mm.
Yeah, so cake pops are my to-go desserts.
Cake pops. I'm in with you on that. Okay. Second question. Ice cream or yogurt?
Hmm. I would say yogurt. I'm not a fan of ice cream. I can't. I know. I know. For some reason, I don't know why. I don't see myself going out on my way to buy ice cream. Except it's an event I go to and I'm like, okay, but it's not. But yogurt is more subtle to me. It blends in. It's everything.
It's everything.
Yeah.
Unexpected, it's so interesting. You are a cake artist and you're not even into desserts or quite a sweet tooth like I am, and I kind of suspected that would be the case. So the next question doesn't apply to you then, because I was going to ask favorite ice cream flavor.
Oh, okay. I could still say something to that effect because even if I have the opportunity to have ice cream, what is the flavor I would take would be strawberries.
Strawberries. Yay. Okay.
Yeah,
What's your go-to
strawberries.
coloring?
I'm sorry.
What's your go-to food coloring? Is there a particular color that you know?
Oh my God, I love working with black. I'm sorry, but people wonder why black. Ooh,
Black?
ooh, ooh. just give me black. I have some couple of black cakes I'm making this weekend. I had one last weekend. I love it. There's just some uniqueness about black.
Hmm.
When you've done that, when you've frosted your cake with black, the sparkle, the elegant look, and then you have some gold trimmings around it.
Hmm.
Oh no,
That's
black is my to-go color.
modern.
I'm sorry. I might,
That
yeah, black
that's
is my
modern.
to-go. Yes, anytime, any day. Even though I've been bombarded with a lot of pink, pink color because of late girls, but black, black is my black is my favorite color for cakes. I tell you.
Wow.
It's just this uniqueness and elegant look about black. Sorry, but that's my favorite color. I don't know about any other person, but black, yes. I work better with black. It just comes out so beautiful. Yeah, so
Now that I'm trying to picture, I've never seen a black cake as far as the icing color, but I imagine what you're talking about and you know what you've described. But that yeah, that
the style shoot I had 2 weeks ago had a black in it. I think the middle layer of the cake was all black. It was so weird to me that a wedding would have a black cake, but girl, that color, it's the bomb.
oh,
Oh, yeah.
I'm taking notes. I'm taking notes. Okay, so if I'm just learning how to bake, which by the way, I am no baker, and my mom is a baker. She actually, what you described about your grandma reminds me a lot about my mom, and it's such a shame that I'm not into baking. So, someone like me, what's the first thing? I say, Ada, you know what? I'm gonna try my hands on baking. What would be your first piece of advice for someone? What should I know? What's the first thing I need to know?
The
Because
first thing you need to know, the first thing you need to come in contact with the recipe.
it's the
You need
recipe.
to know your recipe. The recipe is the number one. You can't just go into the kitchen and put your flour, milk, blah, blah. You need to have your recipe at hand. For me, sometimes I don't need recipe. I already have it right up on my head. My
Okay.
sister will, one of my sister was like, "Do you have your measurement?" I said, "Forget it. Just let me do what I have to do." So for a first time baker or learner or someone who wants to, learn how to bake, um, can Maya stop disrupting me in this interview? What is her explanation? Okay, so um, for
Tell
you
my
to
in to listen.
um, you see how she made me lose my train of thought now?
Baking.
Okay, so for you who wants to learn how to bake or who wants to go into the kitchen and bake, recipe is the number one.
Okay.
Get your recipe. Your flour is the first thing you need to know about. Flour, flour, flour is what makes your cake. You need to know the right amount you're putting in. If you don't put the right amount, your cake is either gonna fail. Your cake will fail regardless. So your flour, your eggs, your baking soda, baking powder, your milk, and there's some other secrets I put, but those are the four basic things you
you
need to know.
you mean
Those
you're
are the
not gonna
four.
tell me your secrets, right? Reveal the whole.
So for a basic for a basic cake, those are the four things you need to know. As a learner, as a first time baker, again, your recipe is all that matters. Once you have that recipe and follow each step of the way, your cake will definitely come out superb.
Hmm.
Because if you fail at some, if you skip one line, you're coming out with a flat cake. You're coming out with a disastrous cake, which you probably throw in the trash. Trust me, I've been there, done that. I've baked cakes that I've thrown in the trash and I have to start all over again. So for a learner, please have your recipe at hand and follow each step of the way. I promise you, your cake will turn out very, very rich.
Hmm.
Rich. Did you hear the word rich?
I heard it. You said
Not just a dry, not that's why I keep sometimes when people come to me and want to start doing their pricing, go to the store and get a store brand cake if you want to start pricing me that level.
Mm.
Don't come to me and start beating price with me. Like, it doesn't make sense. Go to the grocery store and get a store brand cake that is a commercial ingredient they throw into the pan and give you to eat, than a home cake that is made from scratch.
Mhm.
No, the price is definitely not going to be the same. So again, follow your recipe to get that rich, moist cake.
Moist. That's
That's all.
the keyword.
That's all. You're gonna thank me later, since you want to know. Since you want to know the first thing.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Thanks. I've noted that. I will get my recipe first. So, what's your must-have? Do you have a must-have? What do they call it? Instrument tool. What's your must-have? Like Jane, if you're going into baking, this is what you must have.
Gil, you need your mixer. You need to have a mixer.
All right.
But let me tell you something. I'm old school in terms of, I told you, like, this has been my baking has been my life. So I can do without a mixer, and that cake will still turn out well.
Really?
I'm
Okay.
telling you.
Ah,
Back 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 home, back home, my mom's mixer obviously kaput, like the Germans we say, I mean the Russians we say kaput, meaning that it went bad. So I literally used my hand to get my cakes done.
wow.
So you can literally, I mean, you need a mixer, obviously. That's the major thing for you to mix your batter and your cake. But guess what? You can still do without it if you're a pro, if you know your measurement, if you've been doing it for a long time, you can really do without a mixer. But I would advise everyone to have a mixer and a measuring spoon. Um, if you need a flour, and that's it. Those are the three major things you need.
Okay, I got that. I got that. Wow. So let's go back to the business angle of this. Again, I'm really hoping that there are women that will hear this, and if there's someone out there listening that is just not quite sure, I have this passion. How do I even start off? And I don't know what to do. I'm afraid. What's your word for this person? This perhaps this woman that may be watching. What's a
Sorry, I'm sorry. Could you repeat yourself?
for that person out there, particularly woman, mother,
Mm.
same thing, work, full-time worker. She's got this passion. She feels that she could really, really turn it into a profit-making business, perhaps. Maybe she has a passion that's not particularly for profit, but non-profit, right? But she's pretty sure would make a strong impact on people's lives, but it's just dilly-dallying, unsure, afraid. What's a word of encouragement that you could give such a person that may be listening? Oh,
Okay,
how did you take that step, that leap of faith when
Jane, there is always the fear of the unknown, right? If you let the fear of the unknown suppress your passion and your goal, you will never move from that first level to the next level. You always have to give it a go. You have to give it a go. Once you give it a go, everything will begin to fall into place. I definitely had that fear of the unknown many times. Now that is the spirit within you that tells you you can't do it. You're gonna fail. Number one, people are not gonna come towards you. Number two, you will be nowhere amongst others. So once you start fighting those three inner spirits within you that is pulling you down and telling you otherwise from what God has made you to be, then trust me, you'll be on top. You see yourself on that level. So my advice to anyone who has got passion, who has, dreams and aspirations right ahead of them, and finding that challenge of the fear of the unknown to move forward, kill it. Take that step, move. Just make it a move, and you will see yourself begin to fall into place, and your dreams and aspirations will begin to manifest and present itself before you. So never, never fight within yourself of telling yourself you are a failure, you're not going to make it. If you keep telling yourself that, you definitely will not move. So step up your game and do what? Start from little. Just make that little step and never turn back. Do not turn back. Trust me, I always think about it. Oh God, I'm tired. What is this I'm doing? Like, where is it taking me to? Where do I? But no, I keep telling myself, this is a long-term goal.
Yeah.
It's not going to stop here. So just keep pushing yourself. Who knows where I'm going to be in the next 5 years? Maybe I'll have one bakery down the streets where you'll be stopping by every day to say, Ada, what do you have for today? What's your what's your favorite for today?
Yeah.
What's your menu for today? So yes, I do have a long-term goal with this. It's not going to stop here. So I advise everyone to make that bold step. Make that bold step. I can't stress it enough. Make that bold step and you will get there, period. There's not too much story or narrative about it. Just go ahead. Move on. Have a great support system. Your inner circle as well matters. Do you get me, Jane?
Yes, I do.
Have that circle that will support you. I don't have much of a circle. I like to do my thing myself because there are people who will say stuff and people who wouldn't say stuff. So your family should be your best support system. Once you have that support system, you definitely will see yourself begin to move your dreams. You begin to push that dreams. You begin to push that dreams and you see it coming to pass. So never lose hope, never give up. If you have that thing within you, bring it out. There's so many people you're going to impact on. And how do I impact on people? By bringing their vision to life, baking their vision, making an impact to that important event that they are doing. Networking for me, baking is baking is therapeutic to me. It's the only way I keep my sanity together. It's like a stress reliever. It distresses me.
Wow.
So find that passion in you. If it's something you want to do, go for it.
Go for it.
Yeah,
Just
go for it. Don't give up. Don't give up. Just keep moving.
Just keep moving because you've
Yeah.
you talked about it. You've faced challenges. You face challenges. You're telling me, I mean, how this month has been crazy.
Girl,
With
I'm getting to July. I was telling my sister the other day, I said, God, please, July shouldn't be like June. She said, I must be crazy. Like, how can you say that? She's like, how can you say your July shouldn't be like your June? God is bringing stuff to you and you're running away. I'm like, okay, I take that back. Already, I'm already getting calls for July. I'm like, oh God.
Wow, what a blessing.
So that's my biggest advice for everyone who, is, struggling between knowing what they want and being the better person. So just keep moving. Push yourself, push yourself, push yourself. Don't let people pull you down. A lot of people are going to tell you, yeah, right, you're not going to go there, you're not going to do anything. A lot of people are doing the same thing with you. Do you know how many people bake in the world? A million. But that shouldn't stop you. Once you start creating and developing your clientele, what else? And when you have repeat customers, know you're doing something good. I have a lot of repeat customers. That means my work is being recognized. So the world is a large market. Never just always use that as a footstool. The world is a large market. Your business is a large market. A lot of people are just basic things of creating your clientele. Once you start building that clientele and customers, you've broken the barrier. That's it. Yeah.
I
That's
know
it,
I've been
Jane.
struck a lot by the thought that, oh, other people are doing this too.
Yeah. Never stop. I promise you, never stop. Never stop. because you're not going to be the first, you're not going to be the last. There's so many people behind you that are still going to be in that same line of business.
Right.
Do you understand? So why stop? It's a large market. Just create your clientele. Do what is exceptional from other people, and you find yourself moving.
Right.
A fast moving train for that matter.
Wow.
Hmm.
Wow.
So
Inspiring.
even with the pandemic, you would think that you may not oh, what are people celebrating? What is going on? Why are they what people are still navigating themselves, people are still doing stuff, people are celebrating regardless. They're doing Zoom parties everywhere and still doing the normal thing they need, like a cake. A party without a cake is a mere meeting. I don't call that a party.
That's a tagline right there. And, a party without a cake is just a merry.
A meeting. Right, right. The party ain't started yet.
Nope.
Oh my God, the party ain't, you need that sweetness. You need that sweetness to that party. So just holler at Hall of Treats and we'll make it we'll make it happen.
Yes, just joined. I'm talking to the CEO of Hall of Treats, and herself. You've seen her creations online. You may have tasted it as well and didn't know it was hers. If it was moist and had this fabulous design on it, chances are it was probably her. And she's based in Maryland, Baltimore, Maryland. And I can testify to your work,
I know.
you know.
I know.
And I remember when I first met you years ago, a
Right.
good friend of ours, you remember?
Right. Right.
You had done a sweet table for her little boy's
Absolutely.
birthday, and look at you, I'm really very proud of you every time I see your work, and
Thank you.
you inspired me. And it's just an honor to be speaking with you today, honestly. And I like to call you my friend, and that's also
Thank you.
a big honor as well. And inspired a lot of people. Since I remember that first day. I remember that day in her home.
I know, right?
Yes. Life is amazing. Life is
Yes.
something else. God is good. So tell me, where do you see yourself in 10 years? 10
I
years.
like that. I like that question.
Because I know this is a pandemic. I'm like, is this even an appropriate question? Because, my son asks me stuff about Christmas sometimes, my little son, and I laugh so hard, like, Christmas? I'm just trying to make it through the day, and the next day. Talking about, like, Christmas feels like 6 years from now. 6 months feels like 6 years from now. So I am, for anyone watching, we're just really trying to make it through daily. And every day that we make it through, we give God the praise and all that. But if there's any chance of looking ahead, and where do you see yourself? Where do you hope to be in 10 years? What do you
Good
think?
one. Good one. I like that because that's a question that rings on my head every day. It's like it's like right there. Where do you see yourself 5 years, 10 years, how many years from now? And you know what I tell myself? I see myself owning a bakery one. I see myself owning this bakery school too.
Bakery school, okay.
Those are the two things that come to my mind when I say that, when I think about that. That's why I tell myself I'm not stopping, because I see myself impacting and helping people bring out that passion within them when it comes to baking. Those are the two things. So owning a bakery school, having a bakery, owning my own recipes that I will start making and selling. Also, that's the third one, right? See, I have so many. 4 is having a cake supply studio. So everything in one package. So it's a bakery school, a bakery, a cake supply, those 3 things.
Wow.
So these are my long-term goals, and by His grace,
Amen.
by His grace,
Amen.
God keeping us alive and keeping me alive, those are my long-term goals.
Amen.
By His grace.
I mean, I say amen to that. With you moving at this rate, I think those goals are you're probably going to hit those goals way earlier than 10.
Yeah, because I want you to start buying my magazines. You could see one day you just, oh, Hall of Treat magazine, cake magazine. Buy them for your kids. Teach them how to
Okay.
bake. You know what I mean? So I
You
need all
just
that
said
encouragement to move mountains.
yes. Wow. You just released it. Hall of
Yeah.
Treats magazine. Come on. I
Yeah.
see that.
So those are my prayer points, and I know with God all things are possible.
Yes.
Again, always fight that inner spirit that wants to tell you no. Always tell yourself, yes, I can do this. Yes, I can do that. And run with it.
I hear all of it. And I want us to end on this note. You talk about your faith, that your faith has been everything. Can you speak on that? On what the role of your faith in Christ has meant for you through this journey, the journey of life, the journey of being a business owner. Tell me.
I won't be where I am today without the presence of God in my life. In everything I do, I must mention him first. Even if I don't speak it out within me, I talk with him. When I start working in the kitchen doing my orders, he comes first. I'm talking to him, Father Lord, take the wheel.
Mm,
Let this come out well.
mm,
Every errors begin to even correct it before the mistake starts.
mm, mm.
So God has been my source of inspiration. My faith lies within him. And that is why I'm able to do that's why I'm able to fight any contrary spirit that speaks within me. Without God, nothing is possible. People who don't believe in him, I don't know where they are. I don't know how they achieve what they do, but that is my to-go person when I'm stressed out or when I need ways to maneuver things or challenges that I face. So without him again, it's impossible to please anyone, even my clients. I can't please you if I don't have him around me. If he gives me that energy to do what I have to do to please you, then know that he is my source.
Oh,
So in a nutshell, that's where my faith lies in. The one right here, bold.
amen. Yes. Amen, sister. Amen. And
Thank you.
that's a good place to end. That's a good
Check
place
good.
to end. At the Hall of
Is
Truth.
there any way we can delete Maya from this interview? Why is she disrupting us? Oh God. Oh my
Oh God, I'm
goodness.
so glad she's here. Such a blessing. Takes her out of this. A lot of
My
fans,
my mom my
she
mom
has
is
a lot
actually
of
online.
fans.
They're right there. That's my mom there saying amen. So let's say hello to Mama.
Oh, hi, mommy. Hi, mom. Wow.
Hi Mama. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being my source of inspiration and my greatest support system. Thank you.
Oh my gosh. Ada, that touched my heart. That touched my heart. Mom, what a blessing. That's thank you. What you just did right now, publicly thanking your mom. Yes. Mom,
Yeah, she's right there. She's right there watching us as well. So she
oh, mom, mom, and all our friends and family members that are part of this, and you just joined us. Thank you so much. I want you to look forward to more. God bless
absolutely.
you. Right, this has been special to me, and you've
Thank you.
said some really powerful things from your mouth. Has been a real conversation, and I just thank you for being as open as you have been. Catch her Hall of Treats again. Something coming in. Hall of Treats CEO right here, Ada. Best cakes in
Thank you.
Maryland, right? The DMV
My
area.
Thank you. thank you everyone for watching. I appreciate you all. Holla at me if you need any bakery goods. I'm here to deliver my services to the best. So shoot
And
me a
what's the
DM.
best way to reach you, Ada? What's the best way to reach you? Tell us.
DM me. You can DM me and send me an email to thehalloftreats@gmail.com.
All righty. You got that? Thank you, Ada.
Yes, and my assistants will take over from there.
Okay.
Yes.
Thumbs up. Thumbs up.
Thank you so much, Jane, for this opportunity. I really appreciate you calling me out of the blues and saying, hey, I need to interview with you. That was a good one. I appreciate.
For a Monday, beginning of the week, that's a big deal. Thank you. Thank you. You've blessed me today. And I know you've blessed others as well.
Yes.
May God bless you and prosper your business. It will grow. I'll be able, and your magazine.
Absolutely.
I'll be there for all of that. Yes, I'm in agreement with you.
See you next time. See you in a bit.
Inspiring.
Enjoy. Au revoir. Bye.
Yay. Bye. Bye.
All right.
Bye.
Take care.
Bye.